Well, this one came as a bit of a surprise, huh? What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Red Sea Radio. My name is Corbin. The Red Sox just added another homegrown extension to their pretty rapidly growing list of homegrown extensions, now added to this list alongside guys like Garrett Whitlock, Brian Bayo, and Rafael Devers is not Tristan Casas, hopefully not yet, but Ceddanne Rafaela. That's right, just a couple of hours ago, the Red Sox extended Ceddanne Rafaela and made a pretty surprising signing here. So what we're going to do in today's video is we're going to break this down. We're going to talk about what happened with Ceddanne Rafaela, what the extension looks like, how long he's going to be here, all that good stuff. We're also going to take a look at what this means for the Boston Red Sox and what this could indicate about the future of the team. But before we get into that, do me a favor. Make sure you guys have hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. If you're new here, we talk Red Sox content almost every single day. Also, make sure you guys have hit the like button on this video as well. Helps these videos out a ton, and it would mean a lot to me. Don't forget, if you want to listen to these episodes either on the go or you're just tired of looking at my face, these episodes are now available on Spotify in podcast form. So you can either click the link in the description below or head over to Spotify and search Red Sea Radio. Thank you all very much for clicking on this one. Let's get into it. Okay, so here's what we know right now in terms of the actual contract itself. It was announced a couple of hours ago by Chris Cotillo on Twitter that the Red Sox and Ceddanne Rafaela had agreed to terms on a long-term extension, but we didn't exactly know what the contract was actually going to look like. While we still don't have the exact finite details of the deal, we do know the overall arching theme of this contract by Mark Feinsand on MLB.com, where he just an hour ago announced that the deal was going to be 8 years, $50 million. Now, this deal would put Ceddanne Rafaela's average annual value right around $6.25 million. Obviously, the assumption here is that this is going to exponentially increase as he makes his way through arbitration years. But what this does for the Red Sox is this buys out all of Ceddanne Rafaela's arbitration seasons. It also gives them 1 year of control as to when he would be in free agency and keeps him under control with the Boston Red Sox until he's 32 years old. I would say this is a pretty good deal. Again, we don't have all the details here. I would have liked them to buy out more years of his free agency. My guess here is that the Red Sox do have a club option or two attached at the end of this that would make it a 9 or 10 year deal, but I don't have that exact detail yet, so we're gonna have to wait and see. I will pin a comment on this video with any detail updates that we get over the next couple of hours, but either way, in terms of what this contract looks like for Boston, it's absolutely fantastic, right? You are getting a great value here. You are establishing the value of a player throughout his arbitration year, so you are able to build around him, which in my opinion is the most important part of this. You have a stable understanding of what your payroll is going to look like, and if you are going to continue to operate under this ridiculous budget, at least now you have set parameters and you can figure out how to fit guys in here and there, and that's a pretty good thing in my opinion. It also adds another pillar of stability to the rest of this roster, right? You've now got, like I mentioned in the intro, Whitlock, Devers, Bayo, and Rafaela, all with set dollar amounts attached to them instead of having to go through arbitration, figuring out what their value is there. For Rafaela, in terms of this deal itself, this is absolutely fantastic. He's getting paid 28, 29, I can't remember the exact amount of games into his MLB career. He has stability and understanding of where he's going to be money-wise over the next few years. Again, I wish I had more details to give you guys in terms of what the value is going to be year to year, what the incentives looks like, what the options look like, because I have to assume there's some in here. I will update you as soon as possible, but this is going to have a really interesting impact on the Boston Red Sox in a couple of really fascinating ways, both in terms of Rafaela itself and the overarching philosophy this indicates about the Boston Red Sox. The first thing that this contract actually tells us is that the Red Sox firmly believe that Ceddanne Rafaela is going to be a big player in the future of this club. Right now, he's not doing anything crazy at the plate, a 233 average with a 286 on base percentage and a 400 slug, which is good for a 101 OPS plus, about league average just over by 1%, but that defense has been really impressive early. It's being brought down statistically a little bit by the fact that he has 2 errors on the year right now. One of them definitely did not deserve. The other one, yeah, I think he deserved it, but already you are seeing exactly what this defense can bring to the team and what it can bring for the team for years to come. He's also been a menace on the base pass as well. Right now, he's in the 85th percentile in sprint speed in Major League Baseball, meaning only 15% of baseball players right now have been faster than Ceddanne Rafaela this season. He's second in the AL in triples, tied for second basically, which is absolutely awesome. And you can see how these tools could possibly impact this team for the foreseeable future. The ceiling for Ceddanne Rafaela is incredibly high right now, and it's been incredibly high forever, right? We've been talking about the fact that Ceddanne Rafaela could possibly be a 5-tool athlete at the major league level. The question is whether or not he'll get there, and that's the chance the Red Sox are taking in this contract, right? Because Ceddanne clearly has not fully developed at the major league level yet, and the idea behind this contract is that they're going to be saving money once he's fully developed. Now, the good part about this deal is that he doesn't technically have to get all the way to what his ceiling is right now. He could get part of the way there, he could not even get halfway there, and the Red Sox would still have a very valuable player on their hands because of his defense ability and because this is such a team-friendly contract. The idea behind this is that the Red Sox sign him this early, they save money in the long run if he does develop into what we think he could be, but if he doesn't fully do that, they're still saving money in the long run by having this defensive wizard locked up for a long period of time. For the Red Sox, this makes a ton of sense. It absolutely makes sense, right? You are locking up a young, talented player. You're ensuring that for the foreseeable future, you have a Gold Glove caliber defensive player in center field that has the potential to be an all-around 5-tool weapon for your lineup for years to come. But this doesn't just have an effect on the Red Sox in terms of the front office and Ceddanne itself. It has an impact on how the Red Sox are possibly going to go about their roster for the foreseeable future, because they've got some really difficult decisions coming up here. Right now, you've got Jarren Duran, who's under team control until 2029, Masataka Yoshida, who's under control for 5 more years. You have Wilyer Abreu, who's under control for a pretty long period of time and still does have that potential despite struggling early. Tyler O'Neill, who is hitting the cover off of every baseball he sees. And then you've got Ceddanne Rafaela, who's now locked into a contract. That outfield is getting very, very crowded very quickly. You've got Rob Refsnyder coming back. And then on top of that, your number one prospect in your system is an outfielder and possibly the most talented, pure, natural skills-wise prospect in your system, Miguel Blaze, isn't very far behind him. Both of those players are going to be up in the next couple of years. At some point here, the Red Sox are going to have to make a decision about who they want to keep in this outfield and who they want to move on from. And that's going to be a really difficult decision to make. This Ceddanne Rafaela contract did just make it a little bit harder. Now, the big benefit of signing these guys so early is that even in 2 or 3 years, like I said, if he doesn't reach his ceiling, the contract will still be valuable enough where you can move him, right? This doesn't lock him into the point where you have no options but to play him every single day. And it's going to make this decision a little bit more interesting than it already is when we talked about it last time, because now they have made the commitment to Ceddanne Rafaela. They have said to him, hey, you are the guy that we want in center field for the foreseeable future. You are the future of the Boston Red Sox outfield, right? That's why you give him this money. So where do you put Roman Anthony? Where do you put Miguel Blaze? Who do you hold on to of the players that you already have on the Major League roster? Refsnyder, Tyler O'Neill are free agents after this season. Do you try and trade Masataka Yoshida? Do you try and move Wilyer Abreu? Is Jarren Duran going to be out there for a long period of time, right? These questions start getting a lot more interesting now that you've got Ceddanne Rafaela locked up for a long period of time. But there is one more way this is going to affect the Boston Red Sox, and in my opinion, this is the most positive one of all of them. The last thing I want to talk about with this Ceddanne deal is what it means for the overall philosophy of the Red Sox organization as a whole. Over the last few months, things haven't gone very well for the Red Sox in the public eye, really for the last couple of years, to be honest with you, but in the last few months in particular. But what we have gotten over the last couple of months was a promise that they are going to start trying to lock up their young talent. This has been such a pain point for Red Sox fans over the last few years. I mean, right now in this video, you can't really tell, but I'm living living proof of it. This jersey is a Mookie Betts jersey. That jersey on the wall, that's a Xander Bogaerts jersey, right? Those are names that Red Sox fans will probably never forget because they just simply could not get them onto a long-term deal early enough before some other team blew them away, or they had to trade them away in order to get anything back from, right? Those are names that will live on in infamy. The Red Sox said, hey, we don't want that to happen anymore. We need to go out and prove that we could do that. And for a while, we were like, yeah, okay, whatever, buddy. But in the last couple of weeks, you got the Brian Bayo extension done. You've heard rumor after rumor of the Red Sox trying to get something done with Tristan Casas. We'll see if that actually happens. And now you've got Ceddanne Rafaela onto an extension. To me, what this shows is a genuine change in philosophy for what the Boston Red Sox are planning to do going forward for this team. And I absolutely love it. This is following the model of a lot of really great teams in Major League Baseball. The Dodgers just did it with Will Smith. The Atlanta Braves have been doing it for years now, and they're one of, if not the best teams in Major League Baseball. Even smaller market teams, Julio Rodriguez in Seattle, Corbin Carroll in Arizona, Bobby Witt Jr. in Kansas City, Chorizo in Milwaukee, right? You're getting a ton of these contracts signed, and it's because you are able to control these talents for a long period of time, and you're able to confidently build around them. Overall, when you look at what this contract means for the Red Sox, it's a whole lot of positive, and I absolutely love this deal. Do I still have questions over who Rafaela will be in Major League Baseball? Yeah, absolutely. But at the same time, too, I'm sitting here and I'm trusting the Red Sox evaluation here. If they believe he could be the player that we think he can develop into on and off the field, they've got themselves a really good deal. And for that, I'm super happy about this. I think being able to say, okay, now we're going into a season where we're watching these young kids develop without the fear that in 6 years they're just going to leave immediately is a really, really good thing. Well, for the most part, right? Tristan Casas is still in that category and he needs to not be. That extension needs to get done yesterday. Hopefully it will happen soon. I think it's going to be the hardest one the Red Sox attempt to do. We'll see if they actually get it done. But either way, I absolutely love this change in philosophy. I love what this means for the Red Sox and the confidence they're instilling in these young players. And I love the structure of this deal, allowing the Red Sox to capitalize on the value of this young player while he still has all the value possible. I just absolutely love this deal. I think it's a fantastic move for the Boston Red Sox, but that's just my opinion. So I want you to let me know in the comment section down below, what do you think? Do you like this Ceddanne extension? Do you have concerns about this Ceddanne extension? And overall, what do you think this means for the future of the Boston Red Sox? Let me know all your thoughts on the Red Sox extending Ceddanne Rafaela in a pretty shocking move in the comment section down below. As always, if you made it to the end of this video, like I always say, make sure you've hit that subscribe button. You clearly made it to the end here. You might as well sub. You also might as well hit that like button as well, as it really does help these videos out a ton and would mean a lot to me. Again, going forward, you obviously made it to the end here, but if you want to listen to this going forward, make sure you check out Spotify in the comment section down below. Thank you all very much for clicking on this one, and I will see you in the red seats.